we on the subject of manipulation, let's talk about where manipulation first started, where energy work first started, right? It started back, way back with our ancestors, right? When they took our people from where we originally come from, right? They said, let's take these people from their roots, right? Let's strip them of everything. Let's have them work for us. Let's have them do what we want them to do so that we can have mind control over them, right? We take away their roots. We take the babies, right? Because babies are innocent. Babies are pure. Babies don't know, right? So if you take people from their roots, right? You take away the father, because the father sets the foundation, right? Women can set foundations too, but back then women didn't know as much. Women wasn't as strong as the men was. Women allow more on the men because the man was the person that go out and work. Men was the person that go out and make shit happen, right? So then it's like, okay, if you take these people from their roots, right? We take them, their children. We make the fathers go out there and pick cotton, and then they say, okay, well, now we're gonna abuse the women, make them feel less than, make them self-conscious of themselves, make them feel like they're not good enough, they're not worthy of real love or real anything. We're gonna take them and strip them, right? And then we're gonna have their kids and we're gonna manipulate their children to do what we want them to do. We're gonna make their children feel like this is life and this is how life's supposed to be. So when they brought us to what we call the America, right? That's why the New World Order come out, right? So it's like, let us manipulate them, right, to work for funds. Really, money is an energy. Money is a frequency. Whatever your state of mind is, money will flow to you effortlessly, right? So it's like, if you rely on God, then God will supply all your needs. But if you feel like I gotta work, then I gotta work to get money. I gotta do this and do that. That's a sign of manipulation because they feel like that you have to work hard to be worthy of certain money or to be stable. That's not stabilization. That's manipulation. That's why a lot of people who have businesses and stuff like that, they, not saying that it's wrong to have a business, but the wrong person that's in power can abuse their authority. They can manipulate you into doing what you want to do. That's why most people work for these jobs and these companies, and they work for these people for years and years at a time, and they never move up. They not happy. You know what I'm saying? The money is not fulfilling. That's why a lot of people who are rich, they still not happy because they don't have the true gift. They don't have they lack certain things. Like they might have love, but it's not real love. They're not happy in their relationship. They're not happy with their life. Even though, no matter how much money, some people throw themselves and work so much that they neglect certain other parts of themselves. But that's the manipulation tactic to get you to do that. If I work you to death, then you won't focus on your own goals. You won't focus on your own. You won't build your own foundation. You won't build your own success because you feel like, well, it's not gonna happen if I don't work for this company. I had to work for this company for years and years at a time in order for me to even obtain the success I want for myself. That's bullshit. Because if you take the time for yourself, if you take the time to do self-care, to nurture yourself, to love yourself and all that, you will have a clear mind. You won't have all these distractions and stuff like that, so God can really reach you. God can pour into you. You can think for yourself. You can be like, damn, I don't really want to do this. I want to do this. But a lot of people, they don't even go after their goals and their dreams in life because they too busy working for other people and slaving for money. When you don't have to slave for money, you don't. Money is an energy. It's a frequency that you have to tap into within oneself. Once you know your worth and your value and shit like that, and you start focusing on yourself and what you want to manifest and what you want to bring in into life, then you good. But a lot of people ain't gonna like that because they don't see it in themselves, so they ain't gonna want to see it for you. So the devil gonna work even harder. The devil gonna feel like I'm losing grip of this person. I'm losing grip of their mind. I'm losing control. So let me. The devil use people that's close to you. You wonder why your friends turning on you, your spouse, your kids, everything going against you. It's feel like the weight of the weight of the world is pressuring on you, and it's really sad for the men because the men feel like that they have to work to be able to provide. If I don't work, then my wife or my spouse they not gonna be happy. But what about your happiness? What about you? What about you? What do you want? I'm not saying go quit your job, but you gotta balance your work and your home life, bro. You gotta balance out what you want for yourself. How you gonna build and work on something within yourself when you ain't even focused on yourself enough because all you worried about is money, 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 money. Don't be so obsessive over money, bro. Money gonna flow to you. Money gonna flow to you when you in that high vibration. Get out of that lower vibration of feeling like you gotta do so much to get the outcome that you want. Let go of control and let God handle the wheel, baby. You gonna be good regardless. But you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta focus on yourself. You gotta work on yourself. That's for men and women. My manipulation been going on so long, my motherfuckers think that shit normal and it ain't. It's not. The only thing you gonna manifest for yourself is the same type of motherfuckers that you are. If you always manipulate, use, con, beguile, trick motherfuckers, guess what? You gonna meet all those people that are just like you. They gonna be a mirror of you. So God is showing you, God is bringing people that's around you that's like you for you to learn from it. You cheat on people, you gonna meet cheaters. You use people, you gonna meet people that use you. You steal from people, you gonna meet people that gonna steal from you. You gotta break out of those cycles, bro. You gotta break out of those cycles and their mindset, bro. Especially if you're a person that got a negative mindset. If you got a negative mindset, you gonna surround yourself with a lot of people that are negative. But as soon as you start switching your mindset up, start, wanting better for yourself, start manifesting more and better for yourself, the people that you used to hang with, you ain't gonna find yourself wanting to hang out with them no more, and they gonna take that shit real personal. They gonna think that like you feel like you better than them, but you don't feel like you better than them. You just want better for yourself, and you can want better for them, but if they don't want better for themselves, then they're not gonna attain that. They're not gonna achieve that because they're not working towards that. And then next thing you know, you gonna find out that these motherfuckers doing any and everything to try to tear you down, try to make you feel less than, try to make you feel like you ain't worthy of a better life, you ain't worthy of a better outcome, you're not worthy of anything that's good because they don't feel like they deserve it or worthy of anything good. They feel like they suffering, so you deserve to suffer with them. That's selfish, bro, and that's also manipulation. That's them trying to play mind games with you and trickery to make you feel less than. That's why the people that you with, you find out you in relationships with motherfuckers that's in competition with you. You in relationships with motherfuckers that don't want to see the best for you. You got to get away from those certain type of people, bro. When you have people around you with negative mindsets, you got to move the fuck around. Because if you got a positive mindset, if you want better for yourself, they gonna make sure they pull you down with them. You gotta set up clear motherfucking boundaries. Protect your energy by any means. I ain't never have a group of bitches around me because I already knew that hoes was fake and they were snakes any motherfucking way. You gotta love you more than you love the company you keep, bro. Because all the company that you keep ain't good company. All company ain't good company. All money ain't good money, man. I used to wonder why they used to always say that when we used to play domino, all money ain't good money. But you gotta think about this shit. There's some real life lessons, bro. They just apply this shit to certain shit. They put shit right in our motherfucking face. They teach you how to own houses and build companies and all that. When you play Monopoly teaching you the game, but you think it's just a game. Because they want you to think it's just a game. But they really giving you them wisdom. They dropping them gems in front of you, but it's all about how you apply yourself, how you apply this shit to your life. You gonna wake up or you gonna stay asleep? You gonna push for a better life, or you gonna settle for less than what you feel like you deserve because you don't feel like you deserve it. But what have you done in your life that was so fucked up that you don't feel like you deserve to change your life around? Life couldn't have been that hard. Because I'm telling you, you go to God and you repent honestly, bro, you good. Everybody make mistakes, bro. God ain't as harsh as motherfuckers say he is when you go to church. He's not that harsh, bro. God is understanding. Life is school, bro. We learn. You learn. When you go through certain shit, you either gonna pass the test or you gonna fail. And if you fail the test, you gonna pay attention. It's like, oh, okay, this is where I messed up at. So now when you go through that test again, because God gonna give you that same test to really see if you really learned your lesson. So when you go through that same life experience again, are you gonna do the same fucked up decision? Are you gonna make the same mistakes? Or you gonna learn from them? Or you gonna get better and grow? The decision is yours.